Shimano takes bougie to a whole new level. The next limited edition Respect Series color drop from Megabass is here, and the Working Class Zero Citizen Micro is back, baby. Let's have some fun. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, dude. Micro Citizen? I think so. Yes.
Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this beautiful, nice, warm, almost fall, still summer-esque Sunday morning by my buddy David. Top of the morning to you, sir.
Top of the morning.
Cheers to you guys. We survived another week. Shockingly, somehow, we are almost through October. Don't know how this year is flying the way it is, but cheers to you. Cheers to you, my friends. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Hopefully you guys are fishing or enjoying some beautiful early season fall weather, or I don't know, some of you are probably hunting and, you know, filling that fridge up for the winter.
Oh, yeah.
But cheers. Okay? If you can find the most delicious beer on the planet, I recommend it. Cheers to you guys. Happy Sunday. First sip of Orion on a Sunday is a beautiful thing. Cheers, my friends. We have quite an episode today. We got some bangers, so we're going to jump into it. Some of these things I know are almost impossible for a lot of you to scoop up, so I want to give you guys every possible chance to do this instead of watching me drink and get nutty on Sunday. Let's just start geeking out on some tackle, shall we? All right, so let's jump right into it. The return of the Working Class Zero Citizen Micro is upon us. It is happening today. So we have 11 colors in total that dropped this morning. Now, I know a lot of you won't be able to see this video until later. I know a lot of you guys are, you know, traveling and doing certain things on Sundays. So I made enough of these this go around to where I'm going to do an 80% drop today, and I'm going to save 20% of these to drop Monday. That's tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so if any of these sell out, you will have another chance to scoop up whatever is left tomorrow evening. But I would recommend, if any of these speak to you, you guys have been waiting. These things always fly. I would definitely scoop them up. So the Citizen Micro, I think by now everybody is familiar with these things. But just in case you're not, the Working Class Zero Citizen, one of the, in my opinion, probably the best paddle tail true swim bait on the market. This is the little micro version. So it's about 3.5 inches long. A million different ways that you guys can fish this thing. From a traditional swim bait rigging, it does have the belly slot. It has that same tall profile as the original Citizen. You can rig it on a BKK Titan Diver 1/0 or 2/0 hook. I like the 2/0. Mike Gilbert likes the 1/0, so either way works great. You could put it on a jig head. You could use it as a swim jig trailer. Like I said, a million different ways you could do it. A rig, on and on and on and on. I use the little nutsack rig. You can put it on a wobble head, right? So if you're new to this bait and you want to explore different rigging options, we've done quite a few videos on this. You can scroll back through our history and find those. So again, 11 colors drop today. These come 5 in a pack, $19.99 a pack. Okay, so I'm going to walk through these colors with you, make sure you know what is available. So this is Deadbeat. Okay, and as far as timing goes, I don't have an ETA on a rerun of these yet. Okay, so I went back through, and you know, he's got about 20 or so colors. We picked the ones that have always sold the fastest and we get the most requests for. So, you know, I would scoop these up. Okay, so Deadbeat is number 1. We have Sidekick, which is again kind of a nice natural bait fish profile. Can you see it okay in the package? Not too much shine? Okay. Sweetheart is next. So Sweetheart's a little bit lighter, more of a palish, transparent silver with some really cool highlights in it. We have one of my favorite colors, which is Militia. For me, this is a great kind of green pumpkin shad color, great baby bass. Got just a little bit of gold flake in there, so there's Militia. We have Gypsy, which is a nice kind of grayish purple back, kind of a transparent pearl belly, really good all-around baitfish pattern, as well as Killjoy. So these two are usually the first to fly out. Killjoy, a nice natural, shad baitfish, got that kind of bluish pearl hue through it. We have Trooper, which is one of the best green pumpkin patterns, in my opinion. It's kind of a semi-transparent, almost a mossy green pumpkin. It's got a little flake in there, super, super dope. We have a simple one, Purple. Okay, this is one of his throwback colors, one of his original colors, but it's just a nice purple hue, shad-based color, always catches fish. And then we have a new addition to the lineup. We have the Deadhead Micro. Okay, so these were in the custom bento. The leftovers are available here. They're probably gonna fly out. And then, of course, our two shop custom colors, we have Cokehead and Crackhead. Okay, so Cokehead is that nice kind of two-tone, kind of a white pearl. You've got the kind of purplish, pearl on the top and the greenish pearl on the bottom. And then Crackhead is just a little bit more of a bone base. So the same colors, you've got those same kind of green pearls and purple pearls in there, but more of a bone-based white. This is more of a true, pure white, if you will, in the Cokehead and Crackhead. So there you go. There are the 11 colors. As of right now, they are available. I'd go ahead and scoop those up. You're gonna wanna pay attention to this next one. Also, this next one's gonna fly out as well. And then make sure you guys grab those. Those are gonna be your most urgent things in today's drop. And then come back and join us and grab your beer and have some fun, okay? But the Citizen Micro, available now. I'm gonna point out also, we did get a restock in some Working Class Zero headwear. Okay, so if you're a fan, Working Class Zero makes some of the best hats on the planet. Unfortunately, us big-headed dudes can't wear most of them. But if you're a little-headed guy, or you're like young and you can wear a cool hat and not look ridiculous, the Working Class Zero hats are super dope. So those are available online now. All right, let's jump into it. The next limited edition Respect Series color drop is here from Megabass. This is a banger, a super subtle. I think it's gonna fly under most people's radar, so this is your chance to scoop this. David, show us what we got today. All right, there you have it. So GP Saffron is the color of the month. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Megabass Respect Series colors, each month Megabass goes back through their coloring. They find a color that they love, that's only been available in maybe select items through the course of the Megabass history, and then they make it as a one-time run in a whole lineup of baits to give you guys a chance to try even just some new baits if you love the color, or try a new color if you love the bait. So it's a really fun thing that they do each month. This month's color, GP Saffron, this is a throwback color. Around early 2000s, they made this color in the Cyclone crankbait. That's a crankbait that's not even on the market anymore. It was just done in that crankbait, and then it kind of disappeared. And so this is the first time that it's been offered in a bunch of these. Now, initially, it may look a little gold to you, but what GP Saffron is, I'm sure most of you guys know that saffron is like a dried part of a flower that is then used. A lot of chefs worldwide use it. It's just a delicious, kind of herb and element. It's kind of a pale yellowish type color, and that's the base of this color, is that kind of GP pale yellow. So you have that kind of phantom scaling on the side, you have that pale yellow. When the light hits it, you get this really nice kind of yellowish, goldish kind of hue. When it's behind, it's almost completely like a transparent amber. It's very, very natural and lifelike. On the bottom, it's half clear, and then you get a little hit of orange on the bottom. When you transition to the top, you have a greenish back that transitions to an illusion brown back. So that illusion paint is going to color shift from purple to brown to green, and it blends into that yellow so beautifully that you just get this like almost perfect all-around color. If you guys need a good perch imitator that's very natural, this one would be dope. If you need just a good all-around baitfish pattern that just kind of stands out in, you know, anywhere from clear to slightly dingy water. I was throwing it on Friday in some, you know, I would say semi-dinge water, and they were smoking it, right? It's just the perfect combination of where it's natural, but you still have just enough body and color contrast to do it. So let's run through these baits. It's going to be available while supplies last. This is a one-time run, so if it speaks to you, scoop them up. Ito Vision 110, of course. They're going to run it in that. No particular order here. I'm just going to grab out of this box the 110 plus 1 Junior. Just gonna put this on my lap. The 110 plus 1. Oh, this is cool. They did it in a Deep X 300. Super dope. It's going to be available in the Pop X. It's going to be available in the Switch. Very cool wake bait, kind of a multi-lip wake bait. It's going to be available in the X80 Junior. It's going to be available in the SRX Griffin. It's going to be available in the Flap Slap, and this is the original Flap Slap, not the Flap Slap LBO. So it's been a while since we've had the original Flap Slap done anything, which is dope. It's going to be in the Koayu Slide Sinker. It's going to be available in the Pop Max, as well as the Giant Dog X. In the 110 Junior, the Prop Darter 80. It's been a while since we've had one in that as well, so very, very cool to see. And then finally in the Karashi. Okay, so there you go. GP Saffron Respect Series color drop for October from Megabass. That is available right now. All right, let's jump over to our friends at Raid. A couple of exciting drops. I've been really dying for this one to come. I'm super stoked that it is here. And that is the brand new Raid Level Spin Pino. Okay, now this is a super downsized compact version of the Level Spin. The Raid Level Spin spinnerbait, one of everybody's favorite spinnerbaits here in the shop, and it's built differently. It's designed to stay at a level swimmer. Most spinnerbaits kind of come in at a slight pitch. The Level Spin designed to stay perfectly flat, and the Level Spin Pino is designed the same way. Now let me take one out of the package. I'm going to walk through this with you. Now, these are available in two different options. There is a single Colorado blade option, and there is also a single Willow blade option. So you can choose if you want the Willow or if you want the Colorado. Now, these are built to give you the option and the versatility to decide how you want to fish it. If you want to fish it just like it is and have a nice, beautiful, compact, small spinnerbait for when those fish are, you know, really picky, when they get finicky, when you need to downsize, great. It works fantastic like that. It's going to fish just like the regular, and it's going to have a perfectly level swim as it goes. Now, the way the arm is built and the blade, whether it's the single Colorado or the single Willow, on the paws, it will continue to helicopter down. Now, a lot of times with Willows, they have a tendency to just kind of lay over. Not the case on this one. So either way you go, whether it's a single Colorado or single Willow, it's going to be able to burn. You can fish it slow, or you can pause it and it will helicopter on the way down. Now, one way that spinnerbaits have been getting a lot more popularity in Japan has been using them on the bottom and using them more like a jig to crawl, also using them on scope, and a lot of guys are attaching weights to the front of their spinnerbaits to sink it down on scope. So Raid has built in this little weight clip on the head. Okay, and you can attach any drop shot weight that you have right to the head. So for instance, if you want to do, say, something like this, this is a 1/4 ounce tungsten drop shot weight, and attach it to this small little 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. I'll just show you how easy that is to do. And it doesn't have to be a clip-on weight. A clip-on weight works fine, but this is just a typical, you know, round eye drop shot weight. The connector is a clip. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're just going to kind of get that going right there, and you're just going to clip that in. So that just clips in right there to the head. Okay, and it's on there pretty good. So once you get it clipped in, now you have this additional weight on the bottom. So now you can throw this little finesse spinnerbait, but you could throw it on either in deeper water, or you could throw it on your normal gear. You could throw this on your bait casting rod, your 16-pound, or whatever it is that you're wanting to use, and you can send this thing down to that bottom, and that weight will help keep it down there on the bottom. Okay, so it's a very, very versatile bait. It's a super cool little spinnerbait. $14.99, so it's priced well for a Japanese spinnerbait. And then a bunch of colors. So of course you have the chartreuse and white that I'm holding up. You have the bait. You have shikoku. You have green pumpkin shad. You know, some of the skirts are kind of all over the place. The pearl white. You have, this is called T2. You have Saggy Na Baby. Okay. You have Orange Punch. And you have Sashimi Tiger. Okay. So there are your colors. The Raid Level Spin Pino is available right now. All right, another new product from Raid that officially gets its official launch. They did a little bit of a light drop of this a couple months ago, but now they actually have them available. This is the brand new Raid Cutswing. Okay, so this is Raid's new kind of, let's just call it a high density worm category stab. Okay, so this is going to be in the same category as things like a cover scat, or spin nut, right? This is kind of the category that a lot of brands are throwing entrance into. And we'll talk about some of the differences on this one. So here is a look at the Raid Cutswing. Okay, so you have a slightly different shaped body. It's a little thinner at the head. The head is obvious. It's got the little eyes on it, right? It's got the kind of cupped face. The back has this little forked tail, and the body has these grooves that allow it to have just a little bit more of a movement to it. So the difference you're going to have with a Cutswing, of course, you could rig this, by the way, rigging wise, they recommend like a 4/0 like Infinity style hook. Okay, a 5/0 if you're going to go with a traditional, just regular wide gap offset hook. But the difference between this and say something like a cover scat you're going to send down, it's going to sink down. It's really going to be more like a heavy kind of, I hate to even say Senko, but really kind of designed like that, right? This is one that's going to fall down, and you can drag it, and if you drag it, it's going to just kind of rotate on its side. Okay, so it's going to have just a little subtle movement where that side just allows it to kind of move. But really where this thing shines is when you get it down there and you give it some hard pops. That tail and the face are designed to make it literally have these movements, this kind of type of movement, right? So it's almost like a dog walk on the bottom. If you pop it off the bottom and it falls back down, again, the idea is that it lands, and then this tail is going to have a subtle little poof, right? So instead of it just being one solid piece where the whole thing just goes poof, it's going to have kind of that two axis. It's going to land, and then that tail is going to poof, fall. Just little subtle differences, but I think it's going to be a fun bait for you. So let's run through the colors. So green pumpkin, of course, is what you're looking at here. They did it in the magical Wakasagi, which is just a nice kind of bait fish, almost a green pumpkin bait fish kind of color. They have it in stealth fish. They did it in Orange Punch, which is that nice kind of brown and orange color. Smoke Shrimp. Muddy Shrimp, which is kind of like a, like a dark cinnamon blue flake. Good natural color. And then Stain Gold. Okay, so there are your colors. The Raid Cutswing, those are available now. All right, we have some new colorways to talk about with Raid as well. Raid Level Vib is one of our best-selling lipless baits. We have 5 new colors inside the Level Vib. Let me run through the colors with you first, then we'll break it out and just make sure you guys are familiar with this. You have Neon Shad is color number 1. You have Amazing Shad, number 2. You have Lemon Power. Sparkling Red, that'll be a killer one in the spring. And then Shimano Tiger. Okay, so those are your 5 new colors on there. Okay, let me just open one up and make sure you guys are familiar with the Level Vib. The Level Vib, any of the Level series is designed to swim in a level posture. Okay, so if you look at most lipless, they might be designed more for a yo-yo or a different type of swim where maybe they're really nose down and they're really high, something like this where they're vibrating because the back is flat. The Level Vib is designed to swim perfectly level. Okay, so it's going to be in a level, so it's going to have just a nice natural posture. It's got a really nice sound to it, which is enough sound without being, you know, overly obnoxious. So it's a great one for depth control. It's a great one for skimming over grass, aquatic vegetation. I know a lot of you guys get into a fall kind of lift and drop or rip it out of grass kind of bite. So this could be a really, really fun one to use. It's 54 millimeters, 3/8 of an ounce. Okay, so it's more of a finesse lipless, but it's a great one, and the new colors are great. So there you go, the new colors in Level Vib. All right, we also have 6 new colors in the Level Vib Boost. Okay, so Level Vib Boost is more of a blade bait style. It's like an ABS blade bait, so it kind of bridges the gap between a lipless and a blade bait. Okay, it's a solid body, so there's no sound in it, so you can fish it like a lipless, but you can fish it like a blade bait as well. So Bait Japan is a new color in that one. Okay, Numa Chichibu, Huron, Shimano Tiger, and Neon Shad. There we go. There's the right Neon Shad. Okay, so new colors in the Level Vib Boost from Raid. Okay, staying on new colored hard baits for a minute. 2 new colors from Jackall this week in the Rerange 110 and Rerange 110 MR. We see Ghost Wakasagi Laser. You see that okay, or should I take it out?
Oh no, that looks great.
So this is a cool one. It's just a transparent Wakasagi, but with a little bit of body, which is dope. And then we have White Craw. Okay, so almost like in a leggy bone style, but with some kind of shrimpy craw markings. And those same 2 colors are in the 110 as well as the 110 MR. So if you're a Rerange fan, an opportunity to expand your color line from Jackall. All right, let's jump over to a controversial subject, and that is Sunline fluorocarbon. Now, I know a lot of you have been having conversations with us over the last couple years about different lines and some of our struggles with, you know, the snipers and our transition over to shooter. So when Sunline announced earlier this year that they were releasing a new shooter, we are very excited and intrigued, of course, and it has finally arrived, and that is the brand new Sunline shooter Overtex. Now, this has been on a bunch of my reels over the last couple months. I really enjoy this line. It's a great line. I don't know that I would choose Overtex over regular shooter. For me, they feel very similar. The one thing that I like about the regular shooter lineup is that you can choose, like for instance, the middle size ones in the shooter line are real hard and very stiff. The larger size ones have built-in stretch, so you can kind of choose lines based on different things. In the Overtex, they're all going to be more of that straightforward, hard, really high quality line. So I've had them on some of my reels, or I've had this on some of my reels now for months, and have been fishing fairly hard with it, and it still performs great. The memory's not terrible. It stands up to all of our terrible water. So I think you guys will be a big fan of this. Now, the Overtex features the new Plasma Rise cleaning, which in theory is a way for them to clean it, compress it, and have it last a lot longer. Okay, so is it more expensive than the Sniper? Yes. Should it last exponentially longer? Yes. Okay, and that's been my experience so far with it. Now, Overtex, unlike regular shooter is clear. The Overtex is going to be a metered line. Okay, so this is a colored metered fluorocarbon where the base of it is clear, but then you're going to have some green and some red metered pieces every so often. It's about every 6 feet or so, okay? And what that does is, if you're a blind old guy, okay, not putting myself in that category, but I might have some visual impairments, it just allows you to see your line, okay? So if you're making a long cast and you're struggling to see your line, this will help. Or if you're making a short cast and the fish are just kind of picking up the bait and kind of moving with it, right, instead of you feeling that bite, this will give you some metered markings every so often, so you can keep contact with your line to the water. So if a fish picks it up and just starts swimming, you're going to know instantly, like, oh, it's got it, and then wind down and hit it. Okay. It's also metered fairly well enough to where you can tell as you're tying on. So if you say you don't want something on this red piece, right, and you can see it's still fluorocarbon, so it's clear, it's transparent, light goes right through it. But then you just cut the red piece off, and then you're right back to clear, right? And you can see it's clear, it's clear, it's clear. Let me put this box down. Clear. Now you're to green, okay? And now you're back to clear. Okay, so you can see it's a very, very small metered, so it's actually a really well done metered. Green, clear, green, clear, green, clear. So you can see the red is almost never, it's just enough to where you can see it. A little bit of red right there. Okay, so you can see it's very, very subtle. It's a really well done line. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this line. Here's the best part of this line for me. They listened and they built it in 80-meter spools, which is what the majority of us put on our reels. Okay, so you're not going to be paying for like 120 meters and then have to throw 30 meters in the garbage because there's nothing else to do with it, right? So because of that, the pricing is really, really good on this. And by the way, it's available from 8-pound to 25-pound. Okay, so it's a wide range. Pricing is $18.99 to, I believe, $24.99 maybe on the 25-pound. So you're in that sub $20 to $20 price range for a spoolless shooter. Pretty dope. Okay, so there you go. The brand new Sunline Shooter Overtex is available right now. And we have come to the bougie part of the episode, sponsored by our friends at Shimano. I got some rods and some reels to talk to you guys about. So the brand new 2025 Shimano Sustain FK is officially in stock. So Shimano took the Sustain, which has always been a, I'm going to say like a mid-range staple. I want to say these are $389. They've taken it and they've added basically the Duracross and all the new Infini stuff. Okay, so you got the Infini Drive, the Infini Cross, the Infini Loop. You have the anti-twist fin on there, which is great. Let me just open one up and we'll geek out for a minute. All right, so here's a closer look at the new Sustain FK. So you still have the MGL rotor. You have the again, all the additions of the Infini internals, including the Infini Loop, which is the slow oscillation up and down on the spool to keep that line perfectly lined up and level on the spool. You've got the anti-twist fin that's built in, which is that, I know it's a very subtle thing, but that's a great thing if you guys don't like to pay attention to your spinning reels, okay? And what I mean by that is so many people, you'll cast and then you'll use the reel to close the line, okay, which is a huge no-no in spinning reels, right? You should be casting and then manually closing so you don't put that little twist in there, right? And then straightening your line. If you don't like to do that, you want to be lazy, now that little twist fin kind of forces the line in to eliminate those twists, okay? So it's kind of a cool new addition. So the Sustain has always been built as kind of a freshwater inshore, like it's got everything you need for freshwater, but it's got all the power you need if you wanted to bring it to saltwater as well. So a great new addition from Shimano. So you got 2500 and the 3000 size in that. We also see a restock, and these blistered out of here the last time we got them, so I'm going to talk about it again. This is the brand new 2025 Exsence. Okay, this is the Exsence B. Okay, so 2500, the 3000, both sizes are in. This is, I'm going to say this is Shimano's flagship spinning reel for freshwater. Okay, even though Stella is priced above this reel, Stella is a better saltwater option. Exsence is a better, in my opinion, is a better freshwater option. The drag is set up correctly for freshwater. It's just a beautiful reel all the way around. Let's put one together real quick. So with the Exsence, you get that made in Japan preciseness that Shimano is famous for. It's incredibly lightweight. You have that CI4 base. Of course, you have all the same Infini stuff, Infini drive. You have that Infini loop on the slow oscillation spool. You just have a butter smooth drag. I mean, you can feel it. Gone are those big gougy, you know, kind of drag things that Shimano's always been known for. And in is that just super butter smooth. You have the shallower spool. So for freshwater applications, you know, for drop shot, for finesse, for things that we use spinning reels for, the Exsence, in my opinion, is as good as it gets in the Shimano world. Your pricing is around that $650 mark. Okay, so you're a couple $100 under Exist. If you're comparing Exsence to Exist, I'm still gonna probably choose Exist because it's an unbelievable reel. But if you wanted to shave a couple $100 off, or you just, you know, you're a Shimano fan, or you just love this black, which is super, super sexy, this is going to get you almost all the way there. But have some different performance like the Infini loop and things that I wish Exist had. Okay, because it really does just lay that line so well, and the line just falls off this thing effortlessly on the cast. So there you go. The Exsence 2500 and 3000 are available now. All right, and we don't get to talk about $1,000 rods that often. We see them, I guess, fairly often in the Megabass world with the Arms Super Ligera, but we have the 5 new models of the flagship, the ultimate Shimano rod. This is a Shimano Jackall collab. This is the Poison Ultima lineup. A lot of you guys have purchased these over the last year since they've been out. They had 4 models. They've expanded it by 5. So 3 new casting models, 2 new spinnings. These are going to be priced in that I want to say they're $960 to $980, somewhere in there. So let's just call it $1,000, right? These rods are incredible. They are some of the lightest yet still incredibly balanced rods in our store, and without question the new kind of flagship staple for sensitivity, where it used to be NRX Plus was kind of what everything was gauged on. I would still say NRX Plus is probably still the mainstay gauge for sensitivity, but these are a whole different level. Okay, so you have a full monocoque all the way across, a full carbon reel seat that weighs nothing, and just, I mean, literally you could feel every pulse on your bait. They're all pretty much designed for bottom contact. So, you know, obviously if you're spending $1,000, you want it to be the most sensitive thing you can have in your hand. And this is it. Made in Japan, you know, beautifully wrapped. It's going to have the same warranty that all Shimano rods have, which by the way is 1 year replacement, no question asked, and then lifetime expediter warranty after that. So kind of the same program that Loomis runs for the life of it. So this is the 7.4 medium heavy. Okay, this is going to be your day in and day out, just all around bottom contact rod. 3/8 to 1 ounce is the lure rating on this. So, you know, your Texas rig, your jig, it's got just enough tip to where it could be dangerous if you wanted to throw like a skinny dipper or a buzz bait or something like that. But honestly, you know, we're spending $1,000. We want to feel a fish breathe on it down on the bottom, right? So that's going to be your ultimate kind of all around bottom contact stick. Then we have the 7.2 heavy. Okay, so 7.2 heavy. This one is going to give you a slightly softer tip. Okay, so if you think back to like that 7.2 heavy Steez rod that we all loved, this is a slightly faster version of that. So pitching, heavy cover, skipping under docks, things that you need a little bit more oomph in a slightly shorter rod, this is going to be dope. Lure rating is 1/2 to 1.5 ounce. So, you know, you've got a wide lure rating. You could even throw, you know, mag draft or something like that on this if you wanted, and you could really feel that tail kick. Super sick addition on that. You have the 7.2 medium, and again, it's going to be a fast action. It's going to be something similar to like a Damos, so like a spinnerbait that you need to feel the blades pulsing. You know, free rig, light Texas rig, all that kind of stuff. Weightless plastics would be sick on that. And then you have 2 spinning rods. Okay. You have a 7-foot light plus. Okay, now it's going to take people kind of a leap of faith, right? I get it. It's $1,000 rod. It's kind of hard to just jump in. But this rod is built so beautifully for strolling. This is going to become a favorite of a lot of guys. It's got just enough soft tip without them having to go to a carbon tip. The way they built it is incredible. It's super sensitive, so as you're pulling, you can feel the bait rolling or not rolling, and probably the not rolling is even more important. Of course, you could throw this for you know, any finesse bottom contact, but the lure rating is great. So you basically have 3 to 12 grams, so 3/32 to almost 1/2 ounce. Okay, so you can throw a 5-inch bait and a jig head on this, no problem. Okay, so there's the Light Plus. And then you have the one that has everybody in the shop acting like child at Christmas. Okay, this is the 7.4 Medium Light Plus. Okay, so you guys know that we're all huge fans of the Megabass Destroyer P5 Flissa. This is like a Flissa Plus. So a faster, slightly stronger, you know, version of that. Incredible sensitivity. The lure rating is 4 to 15 grams. Okay, so you know, don't pay too much attention to that medium light. It is because it feels so light and crisp, and it can cast that lighter, you know, 3/16 or 1/4 ounce bait, but it handles a 1/2 ounce bait just as well. Okay, so there you go, the 5 new bougie models of Poison Ultima from Shimano in stock now. All right, and one more thing really quick. If you subscribe to our email newsletter, you would have got an email earlier this week in regards to our early access bulk bundle pricing deals that we are planning for Black Friday. Long story short, we have so much inventory that we were accumulating for Black Friday that we had no more room to put anything. So we're just going to spread this out over the next 6 weeks. So between now and Black Friday, each week we're going to post new bulk bundle deals. Most of you know bulk bundle deals. If you don't, basically instead of buying one individual bait for, in this case is an LV500, so instead of buying one individual bait for, you know, $16 or $17, you buy the 4-pack of them, how they come. So you're going to buy the inner pack 4-box for $31. Okay, so it's basically, you know, 50 to 60, 70% off depending on what it is. So this week we have a few deals. We have some LV500s from Lucky Craft. We have some Fat CB BDS2s from Lucky Craft. We have some KJ flats. We'll post links to all of them so you guys can scoop them up. A lot of these are selling out fairly quickly, so if any of these speak to you, scoop them up. You just pick the color and then you're going to get the 4-pack of them. But we'll have deals from all kinds of brands over the next 6 weeks. And once they are gone, they're gone, and we'll post new deals at the end of each week on our newsletter. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter to get the first crack at them. So enjoy those deals, my friends. And just like that, we are done for today. So thank you guys for your time. As always, you know, David and I and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, we really appreciate your business and your support and watching these videos and hanging out on Sunday mornings and coming in the shop and telling us that you hang out on Sunday mornings. So cheers to you. Really appreciate this community and everything you guys do for us. If you have questions on anything we discussed today, drop it down below or hit me up on Instagram. I'm happy to help. David, did you have a favorite item of today?
So I have a favorite item and a favorite part of our episode.
Oh, okay.
Favorite item has to be the respect.
Okay. I love
Favorite
that
part
one.
of the episode.
Yep.
At one point, you had over $5,000 in your hand.
Yes. Just holding it like this.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Nonsense. That's how I throw them all on my boat, too. Isn't that crazy?
Dude.
Oh, man, we're so out of control, but it's so amazing, and I love it. Of course, the Citizen Micros is my, sucker point, but, dude, those new Poison Ultimas, oh, disgusting. I mean, it's just such an unrealistic rod for everybody.
Yeah.
But there's just nothing like it. So I don't know. Sometimes this sport is just crazy and it pains me, but it's such a cool thing. So I'd love to hear if you guys had a favorite item. And again, you know where to find me. So until next week, it's peace for now. Again, guys, thank you for everything. Cheers to you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will see you again next Sunday with another episode. Peace for now. Later. While we have this all out, let's just geek out for a second.
Okay.
If you're gonna get a bougie rod, you gotta have the bougie reel. Ugh. So there you go. There's your basically $1,700 combo. Your 7.4 medium light, Poison Ultima, your Exsence 3000. God, that is a beautiful combo right there. Okay, enjoy, my friends. I'm gonna take this one home.